Hey, what's up? I'm Russ. So during our live stream, somebody asked my opinion about Clorox. Wanted to just do this video, get it out to you with brief synopsis on what happened and then my opinion on what I'm going to do with Clorox. If you're curious, you want to check out the bridge portfolio, what I've got going on there where I do hold Clorox, head to dapperdividends.com, click on my portfolio, and you can check it out there. So Clorox is headed toward being a dividend king, meaning they will have paid a dividend for 50 consecutive increasing years. They're currently at a streak of 44 years. Now, inflation has hit them and impacted them. Rising production costs are also factoring into this, and because of that, their stock price fell almost 15% after they reported that sales fell almost 8%, and they revised their guidance for the current fiscal year from about $5.40 down to $4.25, which is about a 21% drop. Inflation is going to drag their gross profit down from the mid-40s to 33%, and the overall inflation costs may be $500 million or 7% of their revenue. Now, this could push their dividend free cash flow payout ratio to over 100%. And to address some of this, they are cutting expenses and raising prices on 85% of their products, which this might not be reflected until the next fiscal year that starts in July of 2022. Now, it is possible that all of this negative sentiment and downward pressure and headwinds could be baked into the share price, but Clorox has been around for a long time. Actually, they go back to 1913, and they had one product for the first 56 years, which was their famous Clorox bleach. And nearly 80% of their global brands rank number 1 or number 2 as a market share leader in their respective categories. According to IRI Market Advantage, 85% of American household needs are consistently filled with the same 150 items, and 60% to 80% of new product launches fail. Clorox's dividend is at a 5-year high, or about 30% above the 5-year average, and their PE is almost 10% currently below the 5-year average. I like to see shares outstanding decreasing, which increases the earnings per share, which they have decreased 5% in the last 10 years, while total sales are up almost 30% in that time frame. So Clorox is due for a dividend increase in August of 2022, which would be their 45th consecutive year. Now, we saw that free cash flow payout ratio is getting up there, and it may be over 100% for a little while. Now, I do believe they are an A-rated credit company, so they can borrow money, and they may have to borrow some money to continue that dividend payment, which does make me a little bit nervous as a dividend growth investor. But their last increase was 4.5% from $1.11 to $1.16. Looking at the chart, their stock price has not been this low since December of 2019 and is almost 13% below the 200-week moving average. I think a lot of this negative Nancy and gloomy Gus sentiment headwinds are baked into the price. Hopefully, the worst is over and it's going to rattle around these low 140s for a little while. We saw that they have super sticky brands, solid brands. They have Burt's Beeswax. If you did not know, they have a ton of brands like Hidden Valley Ranch Dip that people are not aware of. So they have a lot of household products that people need to live, and they're going to lean on, and I think that's going to get them through this murky period, which could extend for a year or more. So if you do buy here, be prepared to not see much capital appreciation, and I think that they will be able to maintain and keep paying that dividend, although I expect the next increase to be very low, maybe under 4%.
That's low, man, real low.
But if you haven't started a position in Clorox yet and you've been wanting to, now could be a great time. I personally am going to pick up a few more shares. I wouldn't go hog wild crazy because we don't know what's going to happen, but I think that the worst of it could potentially be over, and hopefully it's up from here. I did a video on Clorox right here some time back where I gave a bit of information about the company. If you'd like to check that out, please do visit that video, and I will see you there.